Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to the JLJ podcast. It's your boy, Jack Wemry. I have my man, JVK.
How's it going, guys?
And today, Matho, would you like to introduce our very special guest for today's podcast?
Yeah, Jacko. So another AFL superstar joining the podcast today. Collingwood player Callum Brown. How you going, Cal?
Hey guys, thanks for having me on.
No worries.
Very exciting.
So thanks for coming on the podcast again, Cal. Big ask and means a lot to us for you coming on. So we'll hand over to VK to ask some quick fire questions.
All right, so we'll just start with a few questions for you. PS4 or Xbox?
PS4.
Pizza or pasta? Tough one.
Pizza, just.
Yep, fair enough. Do you prefer playing 2K or FIFA?
FIFA.
Good.
Absolutely. Prefer going to the beach or going to the river?
River.
Oh,
Absolutely. I definitely agree with that. What is your favorite TV show, Callum?
Sex Education. I really like that.
yeah, that's actually good, yeah.
It's a great show. In their prime, would you prefer Betts or Rioli?
Rioli is one of my favourite ever, so I'll have to say him.
Yep. Ablett Senior or Ablett Junior?
I'll have to go junior because I don't really remember.
Yep, same. Right now, in current AFL, Cripps or Bontempelli?
Bont, because he went to Marsland. Same school.
Fair enough, yeah.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
fair enough. If you could have one player currently in the AFL come to Collingwood, who would you pick?
Maybe Bont. I'm a big fan of Bont.
Yeah, that's fair enough. So behind footy, which I assume is your favourite sport, what is your next favourite sport behind that?
Golf would be very close, I reckon. Almost on par.
Yeah, Jacko was talking about how he's a sensational golf player before, weren't you, Jacko?
Yeah,
Really?
true. Yeah. Can hit him. I think my furthest hit was 200 yards. I reckon it's pretty impressive.
That's nice.
Growing up, did you have an AFL idol that you wanted to be like or motivated you to become an AFL player today?
Chris, my old man worked at Carlton for about 4 or 5 years, and Chris Judd was there at that time, and I always loved him and got to meet him a few times, and he was a pretty big inspiration for me.
Yeah, I'm sure that's the same for a lot of other players as well. How much of an effect, both mentally and physically, has the COVID had on you and your fellow Collingwood teammates?
It's definitely had, well, physically, first of all, it's been tough to make sure you're ready to come back. I mean, you're sort of in prime condition come round 1 and 2. We've done a whole preseason, so it's quite shattering to have to stop after that first game. So physically, I got my body back to where it needed to be, which was good, and everyone came back pretty well. And then mentally, that was probably the hardest bit, just getting up out of bed, going training, not really knowing if you're going to be coming back or not. So that was difficult at the time, but we're in a pretty happy place now. We're with everybody. We've got it pretty lucky, so it's been good.
Yeah,
That's
sure.
fair enough. And controversial, but who's the better footballer, you or your brother?
Well, I'm going to just say me because it's Tyler,
like
and he say himself. So
Yeah, got to do it. Got to do it.
Yeah.
All right, that's it from me. Thank you.
Matho?
Yeah, cheers for that, VK. So we'll go a bit more in depth with questions now, I suppose. But so growing up with your dad as an AFL player, was that something that you loved, like growing up around and stuff?
it was. I've never really seen Dad play a full game, but the effect it had on me was obviously really positive. With him working at Collingwood, Carlton, and North Melbourne, I was able to constantly be in it. I guess the facilities, talking to players, and just be around football, which is where my love started. So, it was a really positive effect that obviously Dad's career's had on mine.
Yeah, for sure, 100%. Now, like you said earlier, you went to Marsland. I think Mr. Murphy, was he your principal when you were at school?
Yep.
Yeah, Mr. Murphy's just made the transition of Whitefriars. He's now our principal, started this year. So.
Is he really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he's
Came across this year.
made the big deal with a bit of a rivalry between Marcellin and Whitefriars. So
Oh no.
yeah, that's good. But how was school for you? Did you enjoy it?
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. Obviously, you boys would know as well. All boys school. I really enjoyed being in all boys school. I guess didn't know any different, but it was really good environment. I mean, lunchtime soccer was always massive for us. Being able to hang out with the mates all the time was awesome. It was a really enjoyable experience. And yeah, you do really miss it looking back on it now. Like, my best mate sent me a video thing today of us winning the flag 4 years ago for year 12 in footy, and it's just such a great memory, and you really cherish those moments. So
Yeah, for sure.
the memories I look back on.
Yeah, for sure. All us boys will know for sure. And shout out to all the lunchtime soccer boys listening.
Absolutely. Soccer every day.
Oh yeah.
Gosh.
Since about year 7 or so, and same team. So I think that's definitely a memory that we can both look back on and can relate to in some way.
Oh.
And was footy the path that you always wanted to take from, I suppose, day dot?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, early days I sort of just played because I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I wanted to play AFL, but I wasn't too good when I was younger. I sort of just played and enjoyed it, and then probably started getting good maybe under 16s, and then from there, had a few setbacks, but yeah, I always wanted to play, and luckily got picked up.
So them setbacks, were they injuries and stuff like?
They were more just not getting picked. So under 16s, I didn't make our under 16s team at Oakley.
Yeah.
And then bottom age 18s, I didn't get invited back to Oakley. Went to Eastern. Luckily got picked up. So yeah, I think I got cut 3 times from Oakley, which was shattering. But probably, I don't know if it was the best thing for me, but it definitely taught me a lot of resilience. And I obviously thought I was good enough to play, so I kept pushing and got a gig at Eastern, bottom age. And I think I was just lucky that Len Villani, who was our talent manager, liked me and thought I was half good and kept me in, because I don't know if anyone else really wanted me. So I luckily got in and then played about half the season from about halfway through after that, which was good. And it just really took off from there, I guess.
Yeah, for sure. So was with the obviously coming through the TAC Cup and stuff, do you think there was any added pressure from the father-son pick as well? Obviously with your old man.
There was, I don't know if I'd say, maybe a little bit added pressure. Always a lot of comparisons, which is not ideal, but I mean, it's not something I really, it didn't stress me out too much. I sort of just played my football, and if it was good enough, it was good enough. So I know that it can be really difficult for other, I guess, father-sons as well, because there's a lot of comparisons going on when you could be completely different players, but it's just the way it goes.
Yeah, for sure.
Exactly.
Well, second last question from me, but what's your best memory so far from your AFL career? Like any game or, I suppose, training or anything like that?
Best memory probably was probably winning that first final against Geelong last year. I didn't play in the final series in 2018, so to play last year and win that first one was pretty cool. Just knowing that, I mean, we obviously didn't win the next, but if we had won the next, we would have been in granny.
Yeah.
So it was just a really exciting time of the year and a great win.
Yeah, for sure. Is it a good feeling around the rooms and stuff after a finals win?
Yeah, it was pretty cool because, I mean, we obviously were playing for a week off, and we had a couple of weeks. So I think, all the boys had a little drink and all got together, and it was just awesome. It was a great experience. And I mean, there was about, I think, 93,000 or 94,000 there, and they were so loud. It was just unreal.
Yeah, well, that's good. Last question for me as well. My auntie Robin, I don't know if you remember her. I think she used to babysit you when you were little, take some craft over and stuff. So, yeah, just a bit of a shout out to my auntie if she's listening. But yeah, I don't know if you'd remember or not, but
I can't, to be honest, I can't remember. But I had a few babysitters when I was younger, and I'd vaguely, if I saw her face, I'm sure I'd remember. And Mum's mentioned it. I can't think right now.
Yeah, no, that's all good.
Fair enough.
Fair enough. Yeah.
Well, thanks for that. And handball over to Jacko. Have you got some questions now?
Yeah, sort of got some sort of around, I guess, more around the TAC Cup as well and the draft. So obviously you mentioned that you got dropped by Oakley a couple of times. Was there any time during that you thought, I can't make AFL, I'm not good enough sort of thing?
It was a very difficult time. Just from the point of view of, I'd always wanted to play AFL, and I used to always think, you've got to make every team to make it 15s, 16s, 18s. And I guess not just myself, but a lot of people prove that you don't really need to make them. And there's people that get picked up in their mid-20s when they're even later. So I was always, I guess, very confident in my own ability that I'd make it. But yeah, it was definitely challenging when I kept getting dropped.
Definitely. And then sort of obviously you got picked up at pick 35 in the draft in 2016. What was that experience, or like, getting to see your name called out and stuff? And, what was that experience, that feeling when you finally got your name heard?
Oh, it was awesome. We we kind of knew that Collingwood would match a bid if it came through, but I didn't know when it was going to come through at all, so I had no idea North would bid. Had the whole family there, cousins. My pop's passed away now, but he was lucky enough to be there, which was really cool. So had everyone there, and it was just an unreal time.
Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely. And also, I guess similar when Tyler got drafted the year later, was it sort of the same experience and same feeling for you getting to see your younger brother and also like allowing him to play with you at Collingwood?
Yeah, it was really cool. It was probably the same people were there. It was just, it was awesome having everyone there again, going through that process again. And I was, if not more excited, just to see Tyler get picked up and be able to play with him.
Exactly. And sort of, I guess, with you and your brother, is there any like little rivalry you two have with each other within the club, or do the boys get into you for him being your brother, or vice versa?
There's no rivalry between me and Tyler. We probably, I think we like to look out for each other a bit on the field, but there's a bit of smack talk around the club always. So whether it's about him and me or anyone, there's a lot of banter going around, which is always a bit of fun.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Also, I guess exciting times also with your sister going into the AFL Women's Academy. Do you think it'd be really good for her to be able to make the AFL Women's under, I guess, a very rare father-daughter process?
Well, I think, would she be the first one, or is there already?
I think she might be the first one. Yeah.
It'd be obviously really cool. She's very good. She always played basketball for a long time, so hasn't played footy for that long, but she's loving it now. And I think she'd be a pretty good chance to get picked up if she wanted to go that way. I'm still not sure what she wants to do, but if she decides to do that, then I'm sure she'll get picked up and go pretty well.
Yeah, sounds fair enough. Yeah, that's all from me, but thanks, Cal, for your time. You boys got any more questions, or?
No, it's really good opportunity.
Yeah, for sure. Just quickly as well, I suppose, I think there was a video on Twitter or something, a bit of an interview from you as a young lad with a few of the other boys down at the Westpac Centre.
Yeah, I saw that.
I think it was the 2022 Premiership side. I think Riley Prestigiacomo, I think he was in amongst it. So do you remember that at all?
Yeah, I remember it so clearly. We used to do father-son camps down at the club a fair bit, and that was one of them. And Lockie Richardson, who was interviewing everyone, he still is, but he was a very funny kid. He went to Whitefriars actually, Locke.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I'm very certain. I'm very sure he did. But he was always funny, and we'd do all those kind of interviews and stuff every now and then. And I remember that one. It was quite funny.
Yeah, for sure.
Definitely.
I suppose, do you miss home as well whilst you're in the hub?
Sorry, I'm just turning the same
No, that's all right.
No, I definitely do miss home. I guess every time I ring home, though, everyone's sort of saying it's pretty depressing at the moment, though. So I consider myself pretty lucky to be up here with all my mates and stuff. It'd be nice to be able to get away a bit and have that separation from everyone sometimes. But on the other hand, we're very lucky that we all get on really well, and I've got a lot of close mates at the club. So I've been, pretty fortunate.
Yeah, 100%. Well, I suppose you boys don't have any other questions, do you?
No, I don't think so.
That's
yeah.
it for me.
Cheers, Cal, for coming onto the podcast. I guess really shows that an AFL player can take his time out of his day, you know, especially being in the hub. You know, I guess you got a lot of uncertain times up there, and just if you're able to take, 15, 20 minutes out of your day to speak to 3 schoolboys, just really impressive. And you just big thanks from me and all the boys.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Bloody questions were awesome as well, guys. So yeah.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Well, cheers for that, Cal, and good luck for the rest of the season. And I'm sure we'll hear of you in the future, and
Thanks,
hopefully
guys.
Collingwood go all right this season. I think VK, myself, and Jacko will support different clubs, but
Yeah, we do.
now that we've had a big name Collingwood player, I think it's got a soft spot for us. So
That's true.
thanks for that, though, guys. And Jacko, do you want to wrap it up?
Yeah, I guess I'll answer Cal's question briefly. I'm a Brisbane supporter, so I guess we've got no rivalry with you Collingwood boys. So I guess I don't really hate Collingwood as much as these two will, being Josh.
Yeah,
Josh
I'm
is
an Essendon
Essendon.
supporter,
Yeah.
so big rivalry there. But it is Collingwood for me have been so impressive the last few years. Probably deserve to start getting some success. As much as that pains me to say, you've made it far in the finals last few years, and probably deserved to get that premiership sooner rather than later.
Thanks, Josh. Well, hopefully we get there at some point.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
Exactly. All right, then we'll. Thanks everyone for listening, and don't forget to like and subscribe, and stay tuned for some more videos in the future. And thanks again, Cal, for joining us. So
Yeah, no worries.
So we'll see you all later.
Absolutely.
Safe.
Cheers, guys.